Hi, my name is Vanessa and my brother Ricardo has been a client at Services for Brain Injury for the last 10 years. On October 21st, 2002, Ricardo and our family's lives changed after they were involved in a serious car accident in New Mexico when my family was returning to the United States from a family vacation in Mexico. During the car accident, Ricardo and 4 of our family members were ejected from the vehicle. And thankfully they all survived, but Ricardo did have the most serious injuries, including a traumatic brain injury. He was only 16 years old at the time, and this completely changed the trajectory of his life. Before the accident, he was close to graduating high school. He was playing sports, he had friends, and he was planning to attend Santa Clara University in order to major in business so he and I could start my mom's business. Unfortunately and sadly, that didn't happen, and Ricardo was in the fight for his life. He was airlifted to a Army Medical Center in El Paso, Texas, and when I arrived, the first nurse that I encountered told me to go inside and say goodbye to my brother because people with his type of injuries don't survive. I became upset and I told the nurse she didn't know my brother, and he had a strong will and he was going to survive, and he had his whole life ahead of him. And I went into the room and I asked my brother to show me a sign that he was going to make it, and he did. Even though he was in an induced coma, I felt him clench my hand and try to pick himself up from the bed. During those 11 months, he had multiple brain surgeries, spinal surgery, as well as intensive rehabilitation to help him get back to some sort of normalcy. But his whole life was different. Ricardo had the injuries of a stroke victim, where the left side of his body was paralyzed. He had no short-term memory. He had to relearn to speak and control his arm and leg. And then, due to a spinal infection, he became paralyzed from the waist down. SBI has introduced us to the therapies that work together with the Cognitive Rehabilitation Day program. This program not only helps my brother throughout the day, but it helps us as a family provide him with support at home and adapt to his needs. Recently, Rachel, the occupational therapist at SBI, discovered that Ricardo had developed the inability to feel heat and cold on his left hand. With that, we were able to determine how Ricardo was getting injuries to his hand that we did not understand how they occurred. He also has had a vision impairment, and the program has provided us with coping skills to adapt to that as well. SBI also provides resources for us to connect with in the community, which have been helpful. Even though it's been 10 years, we constantly see progress with Ricardo and that he's able to maintain the skills he's learned at SBI. The great conversations he has with Carmela, as well as in the groups, have helped him deepen his conversations with us at home. This has been great for us to be able to facilitate better conversations with him and for him to be able to maintain them on his end as well. SBI means a lot to Ricardo. The staff have become like family to us, and for him, even if he's sick, he could have a fever and we have to tell him to stay home. He tells us, no, I want to go to SBI. It means a lot to him, and I don't think this program can be replaced by anything else. I know times are changing right now, and with our current shelter in place, SBI has also provided us with virtual classes that Ricardo can participate in, as well as packets that he can complete at home to maintain his skills. This shows us how much SBI cares, and I'm really happy that they continue to adapt to our changes in the community as well. The main thing I want everyone to know is that SBI has shown us that there is life after traumatic brain injury. And I know Ricardo's not here with me right now, but he does have a message to share.
Yes, there is life after a brain injury. Hay vida después de un daño cerebral. Thank you, SBI.